Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be inspired by the journey and knowledge of this true leader in the field. And help me welcome to the stage with a warm round of applause, the one and only Andriani Loizidou, if I pronounce it correctly.
Thank you, thank you.
Guys, let's give her a round of applause, please. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you for joining today. And I have to admit that it's amazing to be here, and thank you very much. So I will speak regarding my personal experience and how I came into the tech world. It's a long story. Basically, 3 years ago, I was pregnant with my second child. Now I'm pregnant with my third child. So, I was living in a small city in northern Greece with my husband and my toddler, and I was pregnant, and I was an English teacher. So that wasn't enough for me. I wanted to do something more to achieve, and I was looking around, see what's happening, what I could do. So I took the decision to use LinkedIn a lot, which I did. And I started looking for new jobs with no success, I have to tell you. But after like 6 to 7 months, somebody contacted me on LinkedIn. There was a lady who was saying, okay, we have a new online magazine, a technology magazine, and we would like you to actually have a chat and discuss how we can create the social media. I was like, okay, sounds interesting. So basically, I met her. She was from abroad. She came to Athens. And basically, I met her and started discussing about the social media. I was a social media manager as well in the past. So I had a bit of experience. So I started doing that. Now, after a while, she contacted me again and saying, okay, I'm coming to Athens again. I want to meet you. By then, I was like 8 months pregnant. And she was like, okay, let's meet. I want to give you more tasks. And that's what she did. She gave me more tasks, and she wanted me to start hiring journalists who are specialized in technology. Okay, I have to tell you, I didn't know anything about hiring, interviewing people, but I said, okay, I think I can do it, which I did it. And I have also to tell you that I didn't know anything about technology, right? I wasn't using technology more than the social media. And of course, having a smartphone. So I hired a few people as journalists. I interviewed them. And it was challenging because journalists, no offense taken if there are journalists here, journalists are like herding cats. Each of them wants to have their own deadlines, they want to write whatever they like, and they don't listen to guidelines. So I had to follow that and manage to actually, something? The magazine has guidelines, and you have to follow the guidelines. To cut the story short, I gave birth in December 2020, and 10 days later, this woman who wanted to meet me, and it was my mentor, called me and said, okay, congratulations for the baby, but you know something? We want to make you editor-in-chief. I was like, okay, in what world somebody with a newborn would go to a new job, take promotion? And it's amazing that I was offered that, because usually in our society, women who are pregnant or they have newborns, they don't get promoted. And I said, okay, I will do that. I will take the risk and start managing the magazine. And this is what I did, and it was amazing. And you know something? I was having a newborn. I had a toddler at home as well. But working from home, it was easier to manage everything. Of course, there were challenges. It wasn't always easy, but I made it happen. So May 2021 came, and it was the end of COVID restrictions. And this mentor of mine asked me, I want to meet you in Vienna. Can you come? That was a bit challenging because it would be the first time to leave the kids back home. But thank God I have a supportive husband who said, okay, you will go. I will look after the kids. I was scared. I was frustrated. I didn't have anything to wear because nothing would fit me. But I went for shopping. That was a good opportunity. And I went to Vienna, and I was so amazed and motivated because, as I said, it was the end of COVID restrictions, so many new things were starting to happen to me, like traveling to conferences, networking. We had to adapt a new strategy for the magazine, like we have to bring more people in. So I started doing that. I went to conferences. I had to start managing budgets, anything to do with the magazine, travel with journalists to conferences, covering topics, meeting new people, and of course I had aside the kids. But the kids, they were okay. As I said, working from home, it's easy to manage the kids and the family, and that's what I'm planning to do with the third one. And something, the most challenging thing that I find now to come to journalism is that there are not many women in tech who actually work in tech companies. They can write about technology topics in newspapers or magazines. So whenever I'm running a campaign, a LinkedIn campaign, for example, I do have a bunch of men, which is fair enough, but I want a woman as well. And I don't have a woman. The women who actually apply, they don't have the experience in technology. And that's, I think, a bit of a problem. So we definitely need to train them. There is lack of women in technology. There is lack in women who actually go to study STEM. There are quite a few women who actually unfortunately left their jobs in tech world because they didn't get the salaries that a man will get. And that's an unfortunate event. But I believe that we can mentor. And I'm not saying that a woman has to mentor a woman, but men can mentor women as well. Imagine all the CEO men can take a woman under their wings and teach them leadership, skills, and of course the woman needs to take the risk and say, okay, I can do it. Because if I can do it here with my belly, I'm sure that every woman can do it. And mentorship is a key thing, of course education. And of course education, there are lots of free platforms that somebody can go and teach themselves about anything that has to do with technology. There are some cheap courses as well. There are some expensive courses as well. It depends what you want or what you need. But the key is taking the risk and mentor. So, as Barack Obama said, we are the change that we seek. So if we put this in mind, all of us, definitely, we can make this change. It's like a circle which we have to break and help each other. It's not only about women, but definitely we need more women, and we need, the new generation who finishing high school to believe in themselves and say, okay, I will go after it, I will take the risk to create a startup, have an innovative idea, I will put myself out there and try to get funding, for example. So, this is the problems that I mentioned before, lack of women who are tech professionals and can write in a journalistic scope. And, I have a lady who is in cybersecurity. She works in cybersecurity, and she's excellent in writing about cybersecurity. So why not have a lady working in AI, for example, and can write? I mean, it's okay to write an article, but we want a deeper knowledge about things, and that's what I'm looking for. Lack of women in tech businesses and leaders. How many women you know who got funding and became leaders, for example? I don't know many, to be honest. Lack of women in STEM, as I said, they don't go to university anymore to study technology. And more women are leaving their top jobs due to salaries, which is not fair. Because, okay, I never understood it, to be honest. And you can ask me questions, and if you want, you can comment. But why women don't get the same salaries with men? Do you have an opinion? Do you know why? Or any thoughts about it? Yes? Yes? Sorry.
Yes, I think maybe they want to keep a balance. They don't want to cause a conflict. Because men maybe they think a bit differently. They're maybe more pushy or aggressive, even though maybe it's a prejudice, not all men, but I mean, if we generalize. And maybe that's why, and maybe it's also perception of the employers that men, because of the characteristics that are male, that they are maybe more valuable or more competent. Because,
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, in some countries, the situation is worse than the other, I guess. I mean, in Greece, there are not many funding going into startups in general. It doesn't have to be if you're a man or a woman. And I'm telling you this, if I was saying to my friends, my girlfriends, that I'm coming here with being pregnant, they were like, you're crazy, where are you going? You're pregnant. So you see, it's a society thing. Even women sometimes think that we cannot make it happen. So if we don't change our mentality, the woman mentality, which of course we got it from the parents and great grandparents, and it goes very back, but we have to change our mentality and teach our kids, you know something? A woman can do everything. She can bring even higher income than a man sometimes. And I have 2 sons, and this will be the 3rd boy. So what I'm trying to do is to teach them, okay, mommy is working, I'm always there. Of course, I have to travel every 2 months, let's say, for a few days. But I want you, if you want to marry in the future, I want you to find a woman who actually provides, and she's not only a mother, she can do everything, and you have to support her. So I think it's changing the mentality. What do you think? Any other suggestions? Can we have a microphone, please?
Where is it? Okay.
I'll just add to what you and Alex were saying. So when it comes to big problems that have all these structural component, historical, gender issue, and all of these things, so when you observe it, you have thousands of years how we operate and what we do. The key mistake is probably isolating the discriminated group, and what we should do is basically make our male counterparts our partners in this, because we cannot do it like as a women only by ourselves. That's the first thing. The second thing, when it comes to these structural things, is that males are usually in a position of power,
Yes.
and that's why they set, and what is the kind of stereotype of successful businessmen being like more male energy, shrewd, going directly to the targets, and all these things that are kind of towards the biases installed in what should be the role model. And then in the end, the patriarchy is also affecting the males, not just
Yes.
females. Women being oppressed and not being available to access certain parts is also wrongdoing to the human society. And that's why we'll see how this derogation of gender roles, of sexes, And these things will transform the societies where we live. And in the end, when you think about it, like from very basic in the kindergarten, is the toys that you are using. How many Barbie dolls are in wheelchairs? How many people of color, of, I don't know, sexual minorities and all of these things. And that's why the representation matters. And
yes.
That's the key. And then when you see one person, like one female or one human that identifies as a human who is the CEO of a successful tech business, it's possible then, right?
Exactly.
And then you need time and you need support from everyone, pretty much, from education, how we access the job market, how you progress, how you inherit certain things, and then when everyone sees that it's working, then it's better that you don't have a gender that is suppressed, then it'll work for all of us, right?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, of course there are people that they are comfortable with what they're doing and they don't want to achieve something more because that's the way they're raised maybe, or they are scared to take the risk. But what about the people who actually want to take the risk? Are they allowed to take the risk? That's the problem, because sometimes they feel that they are not allowed, especially women. They feel that they are not allowed because, you know something, I'm a mother, I have to be at home, I don't know what my husband will say. But again, yes, please.
Sorry, it's usually called like internalized oppression, where you basically accept that role. And you remind me of the colonization period, like who was the biggest enemy of decolonization is happy slaves, the ones that used to work in white people's houses. Yeah, and they usually say, it was fine for us. And then you have the rest that were really in difficult positions. So basically the ones that actually got to the spots, right, and made it, their role is to come back and to feel the empathy for the ones that are at the bottom of the value chain.
Exactly. Yes, so as I was saying before, the solutions that I'm suggesting, of course, is education. But again, as I said, education can be for free, you can have, like Udemy and Coursera, they have free courses, or you can go in university and pay a lot of money and get educated. But again, education has to come from an early age. I mean, even kindergarten, and break the stereotypes. Give to each child, even if it's girl or boy, to understand that both genders have to work, they can achieve whatever they want, they can follow their dreams, they don't have to be afraid. And of course, this has to happen from the parents as well. So it's, again, a circle which you need to break. That's a problem. Now, taking the risk. It's really important to take the risk, jump in the water, and just say, okay, I'm going to do it, whatever happens. You don't have to succeed, or you don't have to fail. It's just taking the risk, because then even if you fail, you might take the risk for something else and eventually achieve. And mentorship. Mentorship. Okay. Woman, mentor woman, yes, all fine, but again, men can mentor women too. And why not? If it's men, as I said before, we're taking a woman under his wings and show her, you know, this is the way for you to open a business, you know, you need these skills, let's work a plan together, a strategy, then definitely the problem will be less complicated, I think. So, to end, I don't know, do you have any suggestions before I close? Any comments? No? Okay, so I'm looking for a woman in tech who can write for the magazine. As I said, I'm happy with men as well, but definitely I want the woman aspect too. Because there are not many women out there who actually work in tech, or they want to work in tech and can write. Because I want a deeper article. I don't want the basic article. Everyone can write a basic article, but I want something deeper, from an inside story, let's say. And understand, I want to understand from the journalists what they're talking about, because, okay, I don't know everything. That's why I have journalists. So when they're coming to me with a topic, And I'm like, oh, what happened? What do you mean by that? And then I'm learning a new theory or a new startup or, you know. So I'm learning too, and they're learning from me. So send me your CV. I'm happy to chat with you and see how we can help each other. And if you're looking for a mentor, I'm on the market. Again, I'm happy to help you and discuss with you your thoughts, your needs, even help you create a strategy of what you want to do next. Thank you.